contrary.
I'll be yesterday listening to the almost 3 hours it was at the committee hearing. Honorable Kumbo also made the point that looking at how much government was exposed to the tune of over 640 million euros, there ought to be some commendation that negotiations brought it down to as low as 94 million euros, and that at the right time he should be under the spirit perhaps mentioning other names of people who should possibly be charged with also causing financial loss to the state.
Who said that?
Honorable Kumbo.
Characteristic.
What do you mean?
Characteristic.
Of
Dr. Kumbo.
how?
He's one of the best parliamentary probably debaters, and he's earning himself the title of the minister who doesn't answer questions. Did you listen to the 3 hour thing? And you heard him differentiating between S and D and things like that. Dr. Kumbo never answers questions. A whole Attorney General of the Republic of Ghana says that until he's seized by the spirit. I don't know whether it was Antoine Yama's spirit or what spirit Dr. Kumbo. In fact, spirits don't go to court.
He must have meant that lightly, you know that, don't you?
Shalviva.
He obviously meant the spirit with lightly.
Shalviva. What Dr. Kumbo was actually communicating, what Dr. Kumbo was communicating to Ghanaians is that you should be even lucky that you have paid 94 million. That is in essence what he said. Ghanaians should even be lucky that we've paid 94 million. But if we don't even finish paying now, we might be liable to pay more money. He was not seized of the spirit then to go to court and bring those ministers who he claims have caused financial loss to the state. Actually, since he became Attorney General, Dr. Kumbo hasn't even gone to court. Because probably going to court is not his forte. He's also, the background is also, let's negotiate in the back room. So he will quickly go and pay even more money. But Shamima, let's look at these things. Over $400 million of Ghana's hard-earned money has been paid out as judgment debts to entities we cannot be sure that Ghana government owes them. Now, there's a shortage of even dollars in the country. So price of dollar is going up. And NDC turns around and say people are taking money outside the country. When they themselves, by their own inaction, has caused all these monies that were generated in Ghana, they were not loans, to be whittled away by faceless people. But we'll go there. We'll go there. As for Betty Mould Idris, I'm not sure my brother here is accusing the MPP again of putting that story on Ghana.
I didn't accuse anybody. I just said
you said you knew long. Yeah. You knew long. But let me tell you something. Some of us have been well aware for a very long time, just that we haven't spoken. Just because we haven't spoken. That's why I'm saying that we don't have a national intelligence in this country. Because some people who are acquiring newfound wealth, at least the chief executive of the country should know and be seen to be taking action. Right? The chief executive officer. Shamima, we were in this country when a political party is putting up a $20 billion building, and we don't know because all their returns they are filed in EC doesn't justify that you should have that money. And we have contractors building that headquarters, being contractors on some serious state-funded projects. I'm coming, Shamima. Let's be realistic in this country. And you have political actors coming and say, we raise the funds ourselves. When just a few months before...
But the party has officially said that it's not their building.
Few months before.
So
we had some people saying, I was on the show with one NDC communicator, and I asked him, how come one Ghanaian was able to pay $5 million to take Ghanaians to South Africa? Do you know what the NDC communicator said? Napo, I agree with you. Where was that millionaire when NDC was out of office? So remember, when the president allows these things to go on under his watch, there is a problem. There's not MPP style of governance or NDC style of governance. What me and you want is that cement will not move from 8 cities to 25 cities. Right? When you say people have been put on single spine salary, and for months they are not being paid, they are arrears. when teachers are up in arms, when PROTAC is up in arms, when lecturers are demanding more salary, when doctors are demanding, you think that it is not important that the little resources Ghana has been able to generate has been whittled away through controversial attachment debts? Look, what is going to create or reduce the unemployment in this country is skills training. At the back of graphic today, or somewhere in
the Ghanaian Times, I wanted us to talk about 12.7 million allocated to train jobless youth.
I'm not talking about that. That is going to job for the boys. In the graphic, the World Bank and Danida and the Danish government.
But the boys are not Ghanaians.
Please, I'll come back to that. Faceless boys. Or somewhere, is that a story?
Denmark, Germany, World Bank commit $70 million.
Why this story is the most important story today. Denmark, Germany, and World Bank gives us $70 million for skills training. Right? We are very, very happy. It is going to train people in skills and vocational and technical things. That helps propel a country forward. So if Ghana goes to get a grant of 70 billion to facilitate this job, the whole of Europe, Sharma, do you know the economy that is not reeling? The economy that is not reeling is the German economy. A single economy that has been sustaining the whole of Europe through all these controversies. And do you know the backbone of the German economy? A skills training. That is why Nanado, whilst he's in Germany, is saying that when Ghanaians vote for him on 7th December, he will form a strong partnership with the Germans. Because that is where we have to look at. Not judgment debts. The amount of money we paid Woyomi and CP and all those other controversial
But
people.
if you've breached contracts, there are consequences, and it will be part of our democracy unless we check the systems.
In one of Kumbo's appearance, he said, when this government came into power, they carried, you are telling me, they cancelled 2 contracts for the building of Cape Coast Stadium and for cancelling Ghana Revenue Authority contracts. That contract judgment debt is over $200 million. It's coming. We haven't paid. So if Ghana, for that's irresponsibility.
So what do we do? Because over the various governments, in terms of this judgment, that we have to address the systemic problem.
I'll tell you something. This NDC government has not any moral standing to go and even negotiate with those who are going to court. Because we have government actors who are calling people, if you have a claim, come, I'll get 40%. So Betty Moore buying 3 houses.
Allegations that have been denied. So by her lawyers yesterday was officially denying these allegations, and New Crusading says it. So sometimes we also have to be Nanato Dazi spoke denying it. So unless any evidence can be brought to bear,
it has been denied.
I don't think it's
and we will all deny it for Betty.
Continue.
We will all deny it for Auntie Betty.
What does that mean?
Yes, we are denying it for Auntie Betty. That her lawyers say it's not true.
Nanato Dazi is officially on air denying it.
It's not true.
So unless if you don't believe it, you can profile your own evidence.
I'm trying to say is that Auntie was the one who was shouting, "We'll jail Kofo's men." Did you hear that story?
Meaning?
Did you hear that story? It tells you one thing. Those who shout most are probably the worst offenders. My brother was just telling me that because I said I've been talking about issues, I'll make a mistake, so I shouldn't talk about issues. But so I'll take a cue from my brother, and I'll refuse to comment on Betty Moore's 3 houses that allegedly she's bought in London.
Right. Let's just link the issue that you raised about the last few minutes and speak to about it.
The skills training. The skills training.
Yes.
Yes, you see where this money is going. It's going to covet for skills training. And I believe that more resources of government should be put in skills training. When you go to MVTI, they have these master craftsmanship programs. Personally, Shamima, I would want us this country to focus on resourcing, not the University of Ghana to start doing courses that we don't know, or University of Science and Technology to start doing courses that we don't know, or KVAS. Let us start and say in the next 4 years, our emphasis in this country will go to skill, vocational, and technical training.
Right.
I'm sure, Shema, it's also a tertiary institute, but because that is where employment is made. It is not only employment, I mean, for Ghana's economy. If we
And
can
really
train
creating
more,
with the hand.
if we can train more plumbers, more air conditioning technicians, more computer repairers, we can export that labor, skilled labor, because they are needed all over the world, and they can bring us more.
They don't have to be able to speak French or whatever,
No.
because once they can do with their hands,
If
they
your
can
loo
right?
breaks, would you go? Do you care who comes to do it for you?
So, Honorable.
And he will know. He can even talk about this issue better. That is the emphasis government should go. Skills and entrepreneurial training. That is what Nana Akufo-Addo is in Germany, getting the best example around the world to come.
So Honorable, you know, I think this also raises the debate about the polytechnics, because in the past we were saying that the polytechnics were supposed to really be training the technical manpower base for the country. Over recent years, there have been several calls that they also want to become degree awarding institutions, and the debate really continues, really. And now they're offering all kinds of courses other than the mostly
IPS
technical courses.
IPS wants to become a university when they are specifically
all
for
the time
professional courses.
So how do we balance that?
Shamima, let me agree with my brother for the first time on this platform. That
we agree a lot.
We agree in Parliament. Not here. For the first time, we need thinker skills in this country to move the country forward, not only in masonry or carpentry, but in every field. Look at our oil industry. How many people do we have Ghanaians working there, as skilled Ghanaians who knows about oil and gas? We do not have foresight to be able to train people for this industry. That's why we are suffering today. We had a lot of people coming from Nigeria, a lot of people coming from outside Ghana who are working in our oil and gas industry. So this is in the right direction. And you know, it's part of our manifesto promise that to get people, train them, and prepare them for the job market. That is all about employment and getting job for our people. He also, in addition to that, I believe that COVET is the right place for this money to go. COVET, you know, has jurisdiction over technical and vocational training. In the past, people think that when you go to vocational or technical training, then you are a dropout from school. I am a product of a technical institution, went to the Polytechnic and ended up at the university. Why did I do that? Because there was this gap between people thinking that if you do not go to the university, then you are a dropout. But with the COVET now, they are coming up with a program that you can have your master's in technology. You know, so it means that you can be a master, or you can have a master's degree in welding. That is in Germany, you know, other Eastern Bloc, where they have technical universities. People are trained to become a master craftsman in issues. When you go to China, you see people doing all kinds of things with, you know, as entrepreneurs. They come out with very innovative things. Why? Because they were trained to be technically minded and to be innovative. But Ghana, we don't have. You give work to our carpenters. Sometimes they do furniture, and you wonder, you know, well, I happen by my training, I happen to supervise a lot of projects. And some of our people, even when they lay tasks, you wonder if, you know, so if we can invest in skill training and we can invest in all these things, then people will begin to do the right thing. In addition to that, the polytechnic issue, it's an issue that we need to holistically look at, because at our last meeting, education committee, I was talking to a COVET man that, look, the issue of people thinking that you should go to the grammar school and coming out of the grammar school make you speak good English and also, you know, become a good manager should not be things that we should look at. We should rather concentrate on people who can give skill, middle skill level, and also advice. Technicians, go to places. It is the technicians, the middle level people who do the work. They do the actual work. But here, we place so much emphasis on grammar. We place so much... University grammar, who is a lawyer, who is it and that. What about the person who prepared this furniture for you to sit on before you? So let us give recognition to people from that level. And then I believe that our polytechnic graduates will not be crumbling. Because if you are placed on a skill because of your skill, you will not be, you know... You not just want to become a managing director or a human resource director. If you are on the good skills, I believe you deliver and this country will move forward.
Right, many thanks. Just wrapping up with a few more of your messages. What has happened in Hohoi can create Boko Haram, so government should be very careful in matters arising serious issues. But yeah, let's hope that we never get anywhere close to what Boko Haram is doing. I would want to know something. Is your program for the MPP and NDC to show their political power? Please let us know, because it seems like it is a political program. It's a newspaper review program, but it is a political program. And we'll try, especially in an election year, you have to be informed about the plans and programs and the ideas of the people that are seeking to win the elections and have the mandate to rule and manage the public account. So we have to have their representatives every day speaking to those issues. I think President Mills should act quickly, because precious lives are at stake. The AG should give accurate answers to the Public Accounts Committee. Napo, do you think that the investors coming into the country don't have pockets of violence in their country? Should we vote for someone who wants to take only after the who wants to talk only after the president speaks? Napo should give us a break. Fred Agonyo says, America has the best intelligence in the world, and yet 11th September happened. Was President Kufuor and the NPP sleeping when Yana and his elders were also attacked for 3 days running? You add. And also, now it's clear that the gargantuan sum of money doled out to Woyome construction pioneers Waterville for no work done wasn't judgment dead, but a token, you add. And what is the uncaring government doing? Bonti says, AFAD must learn from their own firebrand and MP Faustino Kennedy Japan, who said it all last week, that MPP is a political party that is not worth dying for. This is a confession by Kennedy Japan. Morton adds, President Mills-led NDC has lost focus and direction because of the Woyome scandal. We thank you so very much for joining us. We thank you for coming through. Honorable Matthew Pokupempe, all the best in your campaign. All the best also, Honorable Kwasi Bedzrah, right? We wish you... Honorable says he'll give you some money. Create the enabling business environment so some of us can become good entrepreneurs and get money, and then we'll be donating to your various campaigns. Many thanks for watching. Randy is definitely back. Make it with him tomorrow. My name is Shamima Muslim. It's a pleasure having you for company. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.
Sudo, Ganasasu.